What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of Downtown Sports. Today we're going to talk about the NFC standings and the breakout players from each team with each division and playoff teams. This is Tyler Smith, new character to this show, YouTube channel. We're happy to have him. Cal Brown, recurring guest. We'll start with Tyler. Tyler, who do you have winning the NFC West?
I have the Seahawks winning the NFC West with a record of 14-2. I think Russell Wilson's going to have his best season yet. I think he's going to be the MVP this year. And as far as their breakout player, I think safety Quandre Diggs is going to be their breakout player. I think he should have had a better season last year, but I think he's in for a big one this year. Second in the division, I have the 49ers coming in at 12-4. They have a really solid defense. Not as confident with their offense, but I think it'll be enough to get them across the finish line for some good wins. And I think their breakout player will be Brandon Ayuk. I think he fits the system well, and they need a reliable receiver. Coming in third in the NFC West, I have the Cardinals at 10-6. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. Kyler Murray is going to be their breakout player, and he's going to have a really good season, I think. And then the Rams, I don't see them getting any better anytime soon. I have them going 4-12. Running back will be rookie Cam Akers. I think they're going to need to lean on him heavily, and I think he's going to have some good production, but that's about it. That will be good for them.
All right. Thank you, Tyler. What about you, Kyle? Who do you have?
I'm going to agree with him. I got the Seahawks winning the division at 11-5. I had their breakout player being Quinton Dunbar, the corner from the Redskins, who just signed there. Second, I'm going to take the Niners going 9-7. I say they have a big fall off this year. And my breakout player for them is going to be Brandon Ayuk, the rookie wide receiver from Arizona State. Third, I got the Cardinals going 9-7 as well, with Kenyon Drake being their breakout player. I think he's going to have a big season, best one yet. He's finally be able to show his talent in Arizona instead of Miami. And then last, I have the Rams going 6-10. My breakout player is going to also be – I'm actually going to take Raheem Mostert via trade. I'm going to say he signs there, gets traded, something happens,
Wow.
and he goes to the Rams.
What a take by you, Kyle Brown. Oh, my God.
Wow.
All right. I don't know how I could back that up anymore. My predictions are Seattle Seahawks winning the division at 12-4, and I have the defensive tackle Poona Ford having a good breakout year. I think this will open up the D-line with Jadeveon Clowney probably not coming back. And second in the division, I have the Arizona Cardinals going 9-7. And the breakout player for me for the Arizona Cardinals is Budda Baker, the free safety. This guy over the past couple of years has done well, but I think he's going to make that big step, maybe making the Pro Bowl, an all-defensive team. We'll see what he can do. Third in the division, I have the 49ers, and I have their breakout player being Kendrick Bourne, the wide receiver. This guy has a lot of upside. We'll see what he can do this year. And lastly, I have the Los Angeles Rams coming in last in the division at 4-12, and I have their breakout player being Josh Reynolds, the wide receiver. So we'll go over the NFC West real quick. So I kind of agree with Kyle where the 49ers will have a dropout season. I don't think they'll do as well as this past year where they made the Super Bowl, and I don't even think they'll make the playoffs. So what do you guys think?
I don't really agree. I think their defense is still really good, but again, the offense is something to be concerned about for the 49ers.
I just don't see Jimmy G, doing as well. I think with the departure of Raheem Mostert demanding a trade, I just think the team's going to fall off.
I completely agree. Moving on to the NFC South. Kyle, you want to start us off?
Sure. First, I got the New Orleans Saints going 12-4. And with my breakout player, I'm going to go Marshawn Lattimore. Terrible season last year. I'm going to say he comes back firing. Great corner. Knows what he's doing. Wait to see it. Next, I'm going to take the Bucs going 10-6 with their breakout player being Rob Gronkowski. I think he's having a big comeback. I think he's going to shock the league, still be dominant, just not as dominant as he was before, but I think we'll be the breakout player. Next, I'm going to take the Falcons going 7-9 with their breakout player being Todd Gurley. He was just a disappointment at the Rams this season. Finally, he's going to get some time to shine. I just don't think the coaching with the Falcons is just going to get him to the playoffs. And last, I'm going to take the Panthers, who are going to go 5-11. And I have Dante Jackson, the cornerback, being their breakout player.
Thank you, Kyle. I agree with most of those picks. And instead of the New Orleans Saints winning the division, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going 13-3 with Tom Brady in Tampa. I think he's going to do great with all the weapons surrounding him. I have the breakout player for the Buccaneers being Devin White, the second-year linebacker. I think it's going to be his time to shine. I think he's going to have a great year. Second in the division, I have the New Orleans Saints going 11-5, and this breakout player is going to be Marcus Davenport, the outside linebacker. I think he's going to get a lot of sacks this year, a lot of pressures. We'll see what he can do. Coming in third in the division, I have the Atlanta Falcons coming at 9-7, and I have the newly acquired Hayden Hurst being their breakout player. We saw that Austin Hooper had a great year with Matt Ryan last year. I think Hayden Hurst will do the same exact thing, or even better. And coming in last in the division, I have the Carolina Panthers going 6-10, and I have their breakout player being Dante Jackson, the speedy corner who has a lot of upside. Yeah. What about you, Tyler? Who do you have?
Coming in at first in the division, I have the Saints at 12-4. I think their breakout player is going to be center Cesar Ruiz. He was one of the most reliable players in the last draft, and I think he's bound to have a good season. Buccaneers, I have coming in at 10-6. I think Antoine Winfield is going to be their breakout player. He was another really underrated player in last year's draft, and I think he's going to do really well. Falcons, I have them coming in 8-8. I think they're going to be pretty mediocre this season. I think rookie corner AJ Terrell is going to be put in a tough spot, but I think he's going to do well, and I think he's going to be their breakout player. And for the Panthers, I have them coming in 3-13. I think the breakout player will be edge rusher Brian Burns. I think McCaffrey will have a good season, but other than that, it's not going to look good for the Panthers.
All right, thank you. We'll go over the NFC South now. You guys both have the Saints winning a division. I don't really see that happening. I see them coming close, but I think the Buccaneers will take this overall. I just think they have better connection with Tom Brady and Gronk, and the offense will be overpowered.
I think the Saints' big three is unstoppable with Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara, and Michael Thomas. It doesn't get much better than that. So I think they're going to carry themselves all the way to a good 12-4 record, make the playoffs. I'm having them being the first seed in the NFC. I just think the Bucs are a little bit too overhyped and a little too new to already develop all that chemistry, especially like during these times.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with Kyle there. I think the Bucs are pretty heavily overrated this season. I mean, I have them going 10-6, which is still a good season, but some people think they're going to the Super Bowl. I just don't see that happening. Saints are going to take that division.
All right, thank you. Moving on to the NFC North, I'll start us off this time. Winning the NFC North, I have the Green Bay Packers going 10-6, and I have Christian Kirksey, the linebacker, having a great breakout year. And in second, I have the Detroit Lions going 8-8, and their breakout player is going to be Trey Flowers, the defensive end from the New England Patriots. And in third, I have the Minnesota Vikings having a shocking 6-10 year, and I have Mike Hughes being their breakout player, the cornerback. After Trey Waynes and Xavier Rhodes leaving, I think this opens up a spot for him to shine. I think he'll definitely do it. And coming in last in the division, I have the Chicago Bears going 5-11. And I have Roquan Smith being their breakout player, the linebacker from Georgia, drafted a couple of years ago. I believe that defense is going to be really good, but the offense just isn't going to pop this year. What about you, Tyler? Who do you have?
This is a bit of a surprise, but in the NFC North, I have the Vikings coming in first place at 10-6. I think they're going to be that team that surprises a lot of people this season. A lot of people would say they did not get better over the season, but I think the addition of a true wide receiver and Justin Jefferson is going to be big for their offense. Second, I have the Bears coming in at 10-6. I think their roster is absolutely stacked, and I think Nick Foles is going to come in and get the job done for them. I have David Montgomery being their breakout player. Packers, this is another surprising one, but I have them going 8-8, and I think the rift that was created with the drafting of Jordan Love is going to be too much to overcome for the Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers' talent will carry them to 8 wins, but not much more. And I think their breakout player will be Alan Lazard, the wide receiver. And this is another surprising one, I guess. Lions coming in at 6-10. I think they're pretty overrated. I like Matt Stafford, but I don't see a whole lot of other things to be hopeful for that team. I do think breakout player will be tight end T.J. Hawkinson. I think he's a good piece for their offense.
All right, thank you. What about you, Kyle?
So I'm also going to agree with Tyler here. I got the Vikings going 11-5. I think they're going to have a big year this year. I think Kirk Cousins is finally going to have his year. I have TJ Sharp, the wide receiver, who's going to lead the league. And I think lead the Vikings. I think he's going to take over Adam Thielen. I don't know, stud wide receiver. I have the Packers going 9-7 with Marquez Valdez-Scantling being the breakout player. I have the Bears going 5-11. I just don't see it with that offense. I have Nick Foles being their breakout player. I mean, I just don't see anyone who's going to do well in the Bears this year. And finally, I got the Lions going 3-13 with Jeff Okudah coming, and I think he's going to establish a dominance in this league, being their breakout player.
All right, thank you, Kyle. We'll talk about the NFC North real quick. You guys both have the Vikings winning the division. That is insane to me. I don't think the Vikings can do that well this year with all the losses on the defense and some of the offense as well as Stephon Diggs. Now, they did have Dalvin Cook with a big breakout year, but I don't see them winning the division.
I mean, I just see Kirk Cousins stepping up. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's finally going to have this good year. And Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, TJ Sharp, my breakout player, I think they're going to shine together.
Yeah, I think the Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins combination is going to be absolutely lethal. You add Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen and Tajay Sharp, that's a deadly offense. I see them putting up a lot of points.
All right, then. I completely disagree, but we'll move on to the NFC East. Tyler, who do you have?
Yeah, in the NFC East, I have the Cowboys coming in at 11-5 and first in the division. Their roster is really talented. I think that's what's going to carry them to a lot of wins. I'm not so sure about the Mike McCarthy hire, but we'll see what happens. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to be their breakout player. As far as second in the division, I have the Eagles coming in at 9-7. I think they're a bit overrated, but I do think they will win some games. Running back Miles Sanders is going to be their breakout player. I have the Giants coming in third at 7-9. I think they'll surprise some people, but the defense is still going to be pretty abysmal. Offense, I expect to be okay. Quarterback Daniel Jones will have his best season so far. He'll be the breakout player. And then the Redskins, it's not looking any good for them anytime soon. They're going 3-13 with edge rusher Chase Young as their breakout player. I think he'll be really good for them. Other than that, I don't see much going well.
All right. Thank you. Kyle, what about you?
Call it what you want here. I got the Eagles going in the first division, going 10-6. I am an Eagles fan, but this is going to be our season. We're going back to the Super Bowl this year, and it's going to be our year. I have Miles Sanders, the running back, being our breakout player, star running back. He's going to establish his dominance this year. I got the Cowboys coming in second at 9-7 with their breakout player being Trayvon Diggs, their quarterback rookie. I think he's going to be really good. Coming in third, I got the Giants going 6-10. I have their breakout player being Jabril Peppers, coming back, having a big year. Let's see what he can do. He's a star at Michigan. I don't see why he can't be in the NFL. And then finally, I have the Redskins going 3-13 with their breakout player being Darius Geis, the running back, who will finally not get injured this year.
All right, thank you. My picks for the NFC East, I have the Dallas Cowboys winning the division at 9-7, and I have Connor Williams, the offensive guard, having a big breakout year. With all the veterans around him, I think he can learn a lot and maybe be the next big thing at guard. Coming in at second, I have the Philadelphia Eagles going 7-9. I have Avonte Maddox, the cornerback, stepping up this year, having a pretty big year, and leading that defense. Coming third, I have the Washington Redskins going 4-12, and I have Dwayne Haskins stepping up this year. He got a lot of hate for last year for his performance, even got benched, but I think he's going to step it up this year with Darius Geis coming back. Terry McLaurin coming off a big year. We'll see what they can do. And last in the division, I have the New York Giants going 3-13. And I have Jabril Peppers, same as Kyle, being their breakout player. I think he showed a lot, like you said, at Michigan. I think he's going to show a lot this year. All right.
All right, I've got some things to say about that. Listen, the fact that you would say that the Giants would go – full discretion to all the fans out there, I am a New York Giants fan. But the fact that they would go 3-13 and actually do worse than they did last year is a little bit mind-boggling to me. I'm not going to say that they're going to be an amazing team, but I just don't see that happening. Also, as far as the Redskins go, really? I mean, come on. What talent is there on that roster? I see Terry McLaurin and Chase Young, and I don't see much else.
4-12.
I know, but I don't think they'll have a better record than the Giants.
The fact that you aren't commenting on the Eagles 7-9 is absurd. The floor from ESPN is 7-9. So, I mean, our ceiling is 12-4. So the fact that you have us going 7-9 shows, I guess, your lack of football knowledge. But
Are you talking to me? I don't have them going 7-9.
I'm talking
about me. He's talking about
7-9. 7-9 is absolutely absurd.
No. And first of all, you said Miles Sanders will break out year. They always have a committee. in Philadelphia, dude.
There is no committee with the Jordan
Scott might
Howard
be the running
coach.
back one after this year. You never know. It always.
Boston's got one. You have to pay attention to the roster to watch that. There's going to be no committee this year. They're going to share some reps here and there, but there will be no running back committee.
Running backs die in Philadelphia.
I gotta agree with Kyle.
Die.
Miles Sanders is gonna have a good year. I have the Eagles going 9-7, but 7-9 might be a bit low for him as a Giants fan.
Oh my god! And you're commenting on the Giants going 3-13, dude. There's so much controversy going on with the corner you guys have from Georgia, dude. He's probably gonna get dropped, released, downfall.
Listen, DeAndre Baker, there was nothing to be hopeful about with DeAndre Baker last season. He didn't pay attention to meetings. He didn't know the plays. I don't see his loss as a big one. There's talent, but not much else with him.
I don't see them getting much better. All right, we'll talk about the playoff teams now. We could all list our 7 playoff teams now. The NFL changed that this year. They're trying it out, see if they like it. Cal, who are your 7 playoff teams?
I have the Saints coming in the 1st seed, the Vikings coming in the 2nd seed, the Seahawks in the 3rd seed, Eagles in the 4th seed, Bucks in the 5th seed, Niners in the 6th seed, and the Cowboys in the 7th seed.
All right, what about you, Tyler?
As far as the playoffs go, I have the Seahawks coming in 1st, Saints coming in 2nd, Cowboys 3rd, Vikings coming in 4th, 49ers 5th, Buccaneers 6th, and Bears at 7.
I don't see the Bears making the playoffs, but I'll share my list.
I mean, if you look at that roster, it's a playoff roster.
Before we start this again, I'll say my teams. I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming at the 1 seed. Like I said earlier, they're going to go 13-3. I have the Seattle Seahawks doing great this year, becoming the 2nd seed. The Packers being the 3rd seed. The Cowboys being the 4th. The Saints being the 5th, even though they had the 3rd best record. It's just because division leaders. The Arizona Cardinals being the 6th seed, and the Atlanta Falcons being the 7th seed. All right, now we can start arguing. What's up, Tyler?
Okay. I can see why you would say that the Bears will not make the playoffs, but if you look at that roster with guys like Khalil Mack, I think that they're going to have an Eddie Jackson. I think they're going to have a really good defense, and I think if Nick Foles can come in and produce at a slightly above average level or even a mediocre level and just get that offense to play well, that defense will carry him far. Also, I think Tariq Cohen is bound to bounce back. So, I don't know. I think the Bears are going to have a good season, but you never know with them.
I just don't see that happening. The Bears having good offense, it's not a thing.
I mean, the defense, though. Defense wins championships.
You need some sort of offense to get there.
And Nick Foles is going to deliver it.
Okay. That's fine. All right, well, thank you, everybody, for watching this episode. Stay tuned for more episodes next week. See you guys signing off. This is Carson Williams.
Tyler Smith.
Kyle Brown. See you guys.
See you next week.